Good morning. Continue with our reading of the Pilgrim's Progress. Last time, Christian had gotten sidetracked in Mr. Legality's place, or Mr. Worldly Wiseman, and he had been distracted by those two. And now he has met Evangelist again, and he's trying to figure out how to get back on track and what to do about the great burden on his back. And so that's where we pick up today. Christian. Evangelist, what do you think? Is there hope? May I now go back and go up to the wicket gate? Shall I not be abandoned for this and sent back from thence ashamed? I am sorry I have hearkened to this man's counsel, but may my sin be forgiven. Then said Evangelist to him, Thy sin is very great, for by it thou hast committed two evils. Thou hast forsaken the way that is good, to tread in forbidden paths. Yet will the man at the gate receive thee, for he has good will for men. Only said he, Take heed that thou turn not aside again, lest thou perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Then did Christian address himself to go back, and Evangelist, after he had kissed him, gave him one smile, and bid him God-speed. So he went on with haste. Neither spake he to any man by the way, nor if any man asked him, would he vouchsafe them an answer. He went like one that was all the while treading on forbidden ground, and could by no means think himself safe, till again he was got into the way which he left, to follow Mr. Worldly Wiseman's counsel. So in process of time Christian got up to the gate. Now over the gate there was written, Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. He knocked therefore more than once, saying, May I now enter here? Will he within open to sorry me? Though I have been an undeserving rebel, then shall I not fail to sing his lasting praise on high. At last there came a grave person to the gate named Goodwill, who asked, Who was there, and whence he came, and what would he have? Here is a poor burdened sinner. I come from the city of destruction, but I am going to Mount Zion, that I may be delivered from the wrath to come. I would, therefore, sir, since I am informed that this gate is the way thither, know if you are willing to let me in. I am willing with all my heart, said he, and so with that he opened the gate. So when Christian was stepping in, the other gave him a pull. Then Christian said, What means that? The other told him, A little distance from this gate there is erected a strong castle, of which Beelzebub is the captain. From thence both he and them that are with him shoot arrows at them that come up to this gate, if haply they may die before they can enter in. Then said Christian, I rejoice and tremble. So when he was got in, the man of the gate asked him, Who directed him thither? Christian said, Evangelist bid me come hither and knock, as I did, and he said that you, sir, would tell me what I must do. Goodwill said, An open door is set before thee, and no man can shut it. Christian said, Now I begin to reap the benefits of my hazards. Goodwill said, But how is it that you come alone? Christian said, Because none of my neighbors saw their danger as I saw mine. Did any of them know of your coming? Yes, my wife and children saw me at first and called after me to turn again. Also some of my neighbors stood crying and calling after me to return. But I put my fingers in mine ears and so came on my way. But did none of them follow you or persuade you to go back? Yes, both Obstinate and Pliable. But when they saw they could not prevail, Obstinate went railing back, but Pliable came with me a little way. But why did he not come through? We indeed came together until we fell into the slough of despond, into which we also suddenly fell. And then was my neighbor Pliable discouraged and would not adventure further. Wherefore, getting out again on the side next to his house, he told me I should possess the brave country alone for him. So he went on his way, and I came mine. He after Obstinate, and I to this gate. Then said Goodwill, Alas, poor man, is the celestial glory of so small esteem with him that he counteth it not worthy running the hazards of a few difficulties to obtain it? Truly, said Christian, I have said the truth of Pliable, and if I should also say all the truth of myself, it will appear there is no betterment twixt himself and myself. 'Tis true he went back to his own house, but I also turned aside to go in the way of death. being persuaded thereto by the carnal arguments of one Mr. Worldly Wiseman. Oh, did he light upon you? What would he have you sought for ease at the hands of Mr. Legality? They are both of them very cheap. But did you take his counsel? Yes, as far as I durst, I went to find out Mr. Legality, until I thought the mountain that stands by his house would have fallen upon my head, wherefore I was forced to stop. That mountain has been the death of many, and will be the death of many more. 'Tis well you escaped by being by it dashed in pieces. Christian said, Why, truly, I do not know what had become of me there, had not Evangelist happily met me again as I was musing in the midst of my dumps. But 'twas God's mercy that he came to me again, for else I had never come hither. But now I am come, such a one as I am, more fit indeed for death than that by that mountain, than thus to stand talking with my Lord. But oh, what a favor is this to me, and yet I am admitted entrance here. Goodwill said, We make no objections against any, notwithstanding all they have done before they come here. There is in no wise are they cast out, and therefore, good Christian, come a little way with me, and I will teach thee about the way thou must go. Look before thee. Dost thou see this narrow way? That is the way thou must go. It was cast up by the patriarchs, prophets, Christ, and his apostles, and it is as straight as a rule can make it. This is the way thou must go. But, said Christian, is there no turnings or windings by which a stranger may lose the way? Goodwill said, Yes, there are many ways. But down upon this, and they are crooked and wide. But thus thou mayst distinguish the right from the wrong, that only being straight and narrow. And I saw in my dream that Christian asked him further if he could not help him off with his burden that was upon his back. For as yet he had not got rid thereof, nor could he by any means get it off without help. He told him, As to the burden, be content to bear it, until thou comest to the place of deliverance, for there it will fall off thy back itself. Then Christian began to gird up his loins and to address himself to his journey. So the other told him that he was gone some distance from the gate, he would come at the house of the interpreter, at whose door he should knock, and he would show him excellent things. Then Christian took leave of his friend, and again bid him Godspeed. So Christian now has made some pilgrim's progress. He's made it to the wicket gate, and through the wicket gate, now on the narrow way, on the way to the house of the interpreter. And the interpreter will become a key figure in the story as we go from here. And for most of us, we've had this experience who are believers of the evangelist who shared with us the way to Christ, and the interpreter who taught us more fully of Christ. And those are both critically important people, and sometimes they're the same person, oftentimes they are, but it's important that we acknowledge the necessity of both. We need to tell people about Jesus and explain more fully who he is. So I hope you enjoyed today's reading, and we'll be back for the next one. Thanks for joining today.